talking about movies,
Easter,
state basketball,
gardening,
video games,
and vending machines.
Hey, don't do that. Sorry, I'll pick it up. Today we'll be talking about what Earth Day is, how you can participate in it, and how it started.
Mrs. Nichols told us how we can better Earth and whether she would have thought to start Earth Day or not.
If I was to do something to help Earth Day and in the world, I would ask that everyone take a part of certain streets and clean up the litter, because I think so much gets tossed out onto the roads, and there are certain people that do help clean up the littering, and I think it would make the world a cleaner and better place. I wish I would be able to think of ideas like creating Earth Day, but I'm glad that there are people that have those visions.
According to article Earth Day, National Geographic, Earth Day is an annual celebration that happens April 22nd every year that honors the achievements of different environmental movements and raise awareness to the many projects helping the Earth. This day is also used to learn about the world's largest environmental movement. Billions of people choose to help. Can you?
Titan Vane gave us his thoughts on what makes Earth Day special to him, along with how you could help people learn about Earth Day.
Special to me because it helps us learn more about the Earth, and what we need to do or to teach others is that we should spread more awareness about Earth Day.
Next, Mrs. Panowski told us what she would like to do for Earth Day this year and how we can spread awareness about Earth Day.
Earth Day this year, we are going to walk on the Eisenbahn Trail and pick up garbage. We do that every year. And I think to bring more awareness to Earth Day, we can really honestly just talk about it more and let kids and adults know that it exists.
To support Earth Day, you can do some of the following things: plant a tree, recycle, pick up trash, conserve water, plant other fruits or vegetables, neighborhood cleanup, start a garden, etc. You can also volunteer at any local organizations to help the environment. You can also do something called composting. Composting is a controlled process that converts organic materials into a nutrient-rich soil through natural decomposition. And finally, Dana Jacobson told us when Earth Day starts and how you can help spread awareness about it.
Earth Day starts on April 22nd, and a way you could spread awareness about it is make a presentation or something.
According to the article on National Geographic, the first Earth Day started in 1970 when a U.S. senator from Wisconsin organized a national demonstration to spread awareness about environmental issues. By 1990, Earth Day was an event celebrated by more than 140 countries around the world. Earth Day was created to spread awareness about littering and how we need to take care of our Earth. We interviewed Mrs. Wilson and asked her if she knew who created Earth Day and if she thinks Earth Day actually helps the environment.
So I know that Gaylord Nelson invented Earth Day from Mr. Cassetta's children's book. We own it at my house. And I think that Earth Day helps bring awareness to the environment at least one day a year.
We interviewed Olivia Gerhardt and asked her if she thinks the creation of Earth Day was a good idea and if she knows any ways to raise awareness about it.
I think Earth Day is very good because we need to help our Earth and keep it strong.
Last year, remember that Earth is a gift to us. There is always something you can do, whether it's big or small.
What will you, KMS staff and students, do to make this Earth better?
To the next story. Thank you.
Izzy, Sion, Susie.
Today we will be talking about the girls' championship game, how well they did in their season, and the celebration afterward. The girls started their season on Friday, November 18th with a win against Lakeland High School. They ended the season with a record of 24-5. They had their 5 losses scattered across the first month of the season. We asked Mr. Juniak about how the season went before state.
Our regular season was kind of bumpy for November and December. And then once we hit January and we got to the second half of conference, we started hitting our groove.
Their season's top scorers were Maddie Doggs, Morgan Adams, and Julia Steger. The girls won the sectional championship for the first time since 1982 against Freedom and the regional championship against Sheboygan Falls. They won a D3 state championship on March 11th against Milwaukee Academy of Science. We asked Reagan Becker what her favorite part of the state game was.
The girls were able to come on top in this back-and-forth battle, trading shots over and over again. The final score was 55-51, our three leading scorers being Maddie Doggs, Morgan Adams, and Julia Stager. Julia Stager had 23 points, and as well as that, she had a double-double, meaning she scored double digits on 2 stat lines. With her 23 points, she pulled down 10 rebounds to go with it. Kewaskum pulled off the win from free throws and great defense, with the last shot of the game being taken by Milwaukee Academy of Science best player, Beautiful Wahid. Kewaskum had won the game by 4 points. After all the hard work, Kewaskum had done it. We were the champions. Mrs. Dreher said she was impressed with how fast they came out fighting and controlling the ball in their game. They did a good job, even though that some of the players were bigger than them, and they did an amazing job with their teamwork. She said that she would say her most memorable part of the game was seeing their realization in their eyes when the clock ticked away and they all dogpiled on top of Molly in the middle of the court.
All cheered as they held the trophy up to the sky. They posed in many pictures with the coaches and trophy. When the girls came home after winning the game, they were greeted with a parade. You could hear the sirens go. The response.
I think the band was probably the best part after the game.
Go off as the bus came back to Kewaskum. On the Monday following their big win, the team's trophy was on display in the gathering area downstairs. Many of the students from KHS and KMS went to see the game. They cheered on the girls and celebrated when we won at the final buzzer. We asked Mr. Thole what his emotions were during the game.
For those kids to kind of fold, right? Like put their head down and kind of have that attitude of like, oh, there's no way we can do this. But I mean, those kids, they persevere. Like since I've known them, they've always competed. Always believed in themselves.
Lastly, the girls did amazing in their state championship game, but we want to acknowledge all the other team members not mentioned in this news story. They did amazing whether they were coaches or players. They are all important to the team. Also, remember to cheer on the girls next season. Till next time, KMS.
Do you know what a bidet is?
Yes.
How's your feelings on bidets?
Wonderful.
Can you explain to them what a bidet is?
It's like basically water, but it's like sprays at your rump, so you don't have to use toilet paper.
And it's a toilet.
Oh. Yeah.
Do you have a bidet at your house?
No.
Would you invest in a bidet?
No.
Oh, okay.
When we went to Florida, you could change the water on the bidet, like the temperature of it, and it was okay, I guess.
Yes, I have when I was in Spain, and that's enough about that.
So I have a bidet at my house, and you can change the temperature to warm or cold, or like the angle you want it, and it's super convenient and very amazing.
Yes, I've used one. Don't want to talk about it.
What are your thoughts on bidets?
I love them.
Do you have one?
I do.
What's your favorite feature about your bidet?
Oh, just feeling clean. So let me ask you this: if you guys ever throw up like on a hardwood floor, are you using dry paper towels or are you going to use something that's wet?
Dry. To soak it up.
And then what?
And then you use a washcloth to clean up.
Exactly. You're going to use something wet.
Just like how to clean your butt with the bidet. That's so gross.
It's the same concept.
Today's episode, we're going to be talking about the history of video games, games that came out in 2022, and games that are coming out in 2023.
William Higginbottom invented the first video game. It's a ping pong game. It's a two-player game where you have a ball and each player is trying to get to the opposite side. Ryan Perales told us what he knows about
First game that I know about is Pong, because that was the first game made along with Space Invaders.
In the 60s, there's Space Race, released by Atari Games. And soon, in 1971, Mattel Auto Race came out. It was the first Mattel handheld video game. Mrs. Holmes told us about what she used to play.
But I did play a little bit of Atari, so that's a pretty early video game. It didn't work very well.
In the 80s, there's the first 5 Mario games. Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong Game & Watch, Donkey Kong Jr., Mario Bros., and Mario Cement Factory.
2022 was a great year for video games, the second best year for gaming in history. Many extremely popular games came out last year and have made an impact on how people game. Because of this, over 50% of people in the US play video games.
We interviewed Violet Brazo about what video games she played.
Stardew Valley and Call of Duty, which Stardew Valley is a farming simulator, and then Call of Duty is first-person shooter.
Many popular team shooting games came out and became more popular, like Overwatch 2 and Apex. Like Apex, Overwatch 2 is a team-based game that requires you to overpower the other team. It became popular because it's much more balanced than the original game, making it one of the most played games in 2022. A bunch of first-person games became popular. Several third-person games became popular as well. The Quarry came out in June of 2022. It's a game in which you play as 9 different characters, all trying to survive the night in a summer camp with an unknown threat. Other third-person games include God of War, Ragnarok, and Elden Ring, where you face different creatures, Norse gods, and demigods. And Stray, where you play as a cat in a decaying city trying to find its surface.
I got into it because my oldest son used to be a sponsored skateboarder through 4 Seasons, so kind of got into that.
Some games that are coming out in 2023 are Minecraft Legends, WWE 2K23, Sea of Stars, Pikmin 4, Dead Island 2, Street Fighter 6, The Day Before, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, The Legends of Zelda, Crime Boss, and Resident Evil 4 are all games that are coming out in 2023. Each game will come out within a month of each other. Each game has different features that can pull you into the game even more than the games before did. Minecraft Legends is a better remake of the original. It has better building material and does not have all the bad glitches that you would occasionally find in the original. Dylan Brucker told us that he likes to play GTA 6 because he likes driving around cars, and the game he's most looking forward to is GTA 6. That's all. If you want to learn more about the
history of video games, what games came out in 2022,
and what games are coming out in 2023, you can go to GameSpot.com. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to more of KMS weather.
In today's section, we will be talking about our upcoming weather. Today, Monday, we should be expecting a little bit of snow. Tuesday, sunny with a high of 52 degrees. Wednesday, partly cloudy with a high of 60. Thursday and Friday, rain. High on Thursday, 60. High on Friday, 53. Have a nice day, KMS. Hey, jelly beans.
The history behind Easter is very important. This is one holiday that means a lot to many people. The history behind Easter originated at the spring equinox. This holiday was originally dedicated to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. This was usually celebrated around the time of the Jewish Passover. Eggs represent new life and rebirth, and it's thought that the ancient custom became a part of Easter celebrations. In the medieval period, eating eggs was forbidden during Lent, the 40 days before Easter, so on Easter Sunday, having an egg was a real treat. This was especially true for poorer people who couldn't afford to buy meat. Eggs were given to the church as Good Friday offerings, and villagers often gave eggs as a gift to the Lord of the Mayor at Easter. Even royals got involved in 1290. Edward I purchased 450 eggs, which were decorated with colors of gold leaf and given out to his household, says English Heritage. Lots of teachers and students told me that they go to church to celebrate Easter and have family egg hunts. The history on Easter is very important to remember because it relates to the resurrection of Jesus Christ and showing how we then use the Easter Bunny as a sign of the royals, as well as the egg being a delicious treat for the main course.
Many people celebrate Easter, and some people's traditions are very unique. For example, in France, they create a huge omelet with nearly 4,500 eggs. This omelet can feed nearly 1,000 people. Some other more common traditions are dyeing eggs. People dye eggs, and the Easter Bunny comes and hides those eggs. A lot of people do this, and it is a very fun way to celebrate Easter.
This is Yandre told us what her traditions are.
And we do all the fun, crazy activities and compete as a family. And then just hang out and enjoy everybody's company.
A lot of people also go to parades and even decorate Easter trees. People also put decorations in their yard to show some Easter spirit. Olivia Garola told us what her Easter traditions were.
My favorite part about Easter is spending time with my family and my cousins.
Hanging out with your family is a great way to celebrate Easter. It can be a fun way to start traditions and have some fun. It can be a good way to get with your family and hang out with them.
Easter are some of the best dinners that people all over the world enjoy, such as ham, potatoes, vegetables, some delicious side dishes like corn, green beans, asparagus, and dinner rolls. All these foods have a unique flavor, and for example, the Easter ham that most people have is a mix of savory and rich flavors that it just tastes really good. Most people choose ham because, a little historical fact here for you guys, years ago, hams were served during the Easter holiday, where the meat was originally slaughtered in the fall and cured through the winter months. So basically it was preserved and the flavors really soaked in throughout all of winter. But also, it really just tastes good. Some other foods that are eaten is jelly beans, chocolate bunnies, and even little chickens, like Peeps. Those things are so good. Little marshmallow.
We interviewed Mrs. Tim and Jeanette Nash, and here's what they had to say.
My mom makes deviled eggs. We make some kind of Easter-themed desserts. Usually I make like cupcakes or...
Okay, we have ribs, chicken, macaroni. It's a thing called sweet potatoes, all kinds of stuff.
With these guys.
I'm sure we have all used the vending machine before. Those big boxy machines that have a variety of food, drinks, or other things that allow you to buy products without having to talk to anyone.
In this news story, we will be talking about vending machines, how they work, their history, and how they can be used in school.
Vending machines allow you to buy stuff without having to talk to anyone. There are a wide variety of vending machines, but typical vending machines have rows of products each held in place by coils. These coils are controlled by electric motors that are activated once your money has been accepted. Vending machines are able to tell if your money is real or fake, because they use ultraviolet scanners to measure the glow from a bill to verify if it's real. Real bills are also printed using magnetic ink. Some vending machines also use a magnetic reader to detect the magnetic signature of a bill to ensure if it's real and find its value.
In 1867, Simone Dunham won the British patent 706 for creating the first fully automatic vending machine, dispensing stamps. In 1883, Percival Everett was the first man to introduce a motorized vending machine, which dispensed postcards. The first modern coin-operated vending machines were introduced in London, England in the early 1880s, dispensing postcards. The machine was invented by Percival Everett in 1883 and soon became a widespread feature at railway stations and post offices, dispensing envelopes, postcards, and notepaper.
Vending machines are a great way of providing students with a variety of easy-access snacks that gives them the boost they need to finish off the day strong. School vending machines are a convenient way to offer what the body needs to have any time of the day. Studies have shown that our body needs nutrients to fuel our minds. So students that have easy access to the nutrients helps their mind to focus and overall perform better. So if schools have vending machines, it would benefit students greatly. Lastly, you can own and profit from a vending machine.
In fact, some vending machines profit over $400 per month.
Aiden and Gregory of the Kewaskum News Team.
There's a lot that goes into gardening, such as the planning for it.
Today we'll be talking about some of it, like when it's the right time to start planting,
and how to ensure that your plants will be successful,
and some of the different plants.
Plants should be seeded 6 to 8 weeks before the last spring frost. The last frost dates for Wisconsin are May 16th to June 30th. That being said, generally after Memorial Day is a safe time to begin planting because it is almost the beginning of summer when there is a lesser chance of having to deal with the frost or cold front. We're in Zone 5 planting zone. The zone map determines the standard by which gardeners and growers can determine which plants are most likely to survive at a location.
Mrs. Tim told us about when she starts her planting process and what her favorite part about gardening is.
My husband usually starts the planting process way in March. We plant all of our seeds inside and then we put them under heat lamps until Memorial Day and then we plant them outside. My favorite part about gardening is just helping my husband do something that he loves to do.
Tessa Heiser told us what she plants and how long she keeps her garden up for.
I like to plant strawberries and vegetables. We normally keep it up during summer.
There are many types of native plants you can grow in Wisconsin, such as the white banberry, indigo bush, Canadian anemone, red bearberry, and swamp milkweed. There are also classic plants such as roses, cactuses, and sunflowers, and many more.
So we own a small hobby farm, so we have manure that we tend to spread on the ground before we do any planting, but once I have the plants actually in the ground and planted, we don't do any further fertilizing. I water my plants probably every day, unless if it rains, then Mother Nature can help me out with that.
I really like cabbage and cooked cabbage. It's really good. So that's why we kind of plant cabbage in our gardens, so then we can cook some cabbage steak. I just love the greenery and stuff, and the flowers, the tomatoes, the potatoes, the lettuce. I just love all the greens, so that's what kind of inspired me to start gardening. We have a greenhouse and a regular garden. Our regular garden is on a steep hill, so all the sun shines down on it. Our greenhouse, we can use all year round. Yeah.
In order to ensure that your garden will grow successfully, you need to make sure that you are getting your seeds in a place where they can get plenty of sunlight and water. Depending on the plant, not all vegetation needs sunlight and water all the time. The best place to plant a garden is a spot that gets between 8 and 10 hours of direct sunlight each day.
I usually play my sport in summer. My garden is in the ground.
My favorite thing to plant in my garden is probably green beans.
Today we're going to be talking about 3 different movies. The first movie is Creed 3, about a fighter who had a best friend and at the end retired and then came back and had to fight his best friend for the championship.
The second movie is Puss in Boots, about a cat that tries running away from a wolf but then ends up beating him in the end.
The third movie is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, about a space team trying to save one of their teammates.
In the movie Creed 3, the main actor Michael B. Jordan played the lead role as Adonis Creed. Adonis Creed was a little kid and had a best friend named Damien. Damien went to jail for pulling out a gun for protecting Adonis Creed at a gas station when they were younger. Adonis quit fighting, and after Damien came back from jail, he started fighting again. Adonis was very mad about how Damien was bragging that he was a better fighter, and Adonis knew he was better in the past. So he went into a lot of training to prepare for the big fight between Adonis and Damien, to see who is the better fighter. You have to watch the rest of the movie to see who wins the big fight at the end. The movie is about 2 hours long and has lots of action shots, and it was very fun to watch. Zach told us about why she chose to go to this movie.
So the movie that I picked to watch was Creed 3 because I've seen Creed 1 and Creed 2, and I would like to go see that with my husband and my son because they love those kind of movies and we enjoy watching them together.
Elijah told us about who he would go with to watch this movie in theaters.
I picked Creed 3 because I watch it with my family and it's a good movie, and I would go watch it with my family.
Puss in Boots is a cat in the movie Puss in Boots, and he's on his last life because he wasted all of his other lives. And the wolf in the movie is called Death, and he only kills the characters if he senses fear when he sees them, and his job is to get rid of the fear in the character or get rid of them. And some people in Europe think that the wolf is real and can shapeshift and teleport. Here's Mrs. Rhino talking about what her favorite part of Puss in Boots was.
Our part of the movie is while they traveled, how the lands were changing as they traveled.
She also went to go watch the movie because her daughter wanted to go see it. Here's Eliza Mace telling us why he would go watch the new Puss in Boots movie.
I'd want to watch Puss in Boots 2 because I think the trailer makes it look like a great movie, and I really enjoyed the first Puss in Boots movie.
If you like sci-fi, adventure, comedy, then this movie's for you. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is the trilogy of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and 2, coming out May 5th, 2023. Peter Quill, played by the actor Chris Pratt, still mourns from the loss of Gamora, but must rally his team around on a dangerous mission to save Rocket's life. A mission that, if not completed successfully, could quite possibly lead to the end of Guardians as we know them. Rachel Lee told us what movie she wants to watch.
I watch Guardians of the Galaxy because I love the characters Groot and Rocket, and I also watched the first movie and the second movie.
Mrs. Dreer told us why she wants to watch Guardians of the Galaxy.
I would like to watch Guardians of the Galaxy because it's fun, energetic, and just a really good movie, so very action-packed.
This movie is about 2 hours and 30 minutes long, and remember, this movie will be in theaters May 5th.
We hope you enjoyed this news segment about our movies. We hope that you at least watch one of these movies in the movie theaters with your friends or family. Remember, the movies are Creed 3,
Puss in Boots,
and Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
We hope you enjoyed.
If you have any stories, email them to Mr. Rhodes or our news team.
See you later.